Hey everyone, today I've got the Forest movie review. A girl tries to look for her sister who was last seen going into Japan's suicide forest. But will she ever make it out alive? And also with her sister. As far as the story goes, this movie is directed by a slight newcomer of a director who's mostly done a lot of movies that are worthy of showing up at South by Southwest, and he doesn't really have a lot of films on his plate, but this movie, I think, was something that looked scary even by the first trailer. It had the potential to not fulfill the stereotype of bad movies coming out in January because this movie came out probably the first or second week of January, and I would say that I was really looking forward to seeing it, and I'm only seeing it basically a month later, so it didn't really bother me too much. This movie starts off with this one girl played by Natalie Dormer who is getting a call from, I guess, the authorities or people who know about her missing sister. So she goes out to fly off to Japan because she has to deal with all of this. It's something that she probably was not looking forward to doing, but clearly things are bound to go wrong in this situation. This somewhat mysterious thing that goes on, and it has you question, what are the motivations for this one girl who was supposedly going to commit suicide, or why is this one girl leaving everything behind and just really devoted to her sister? I mean, she's family, so I guess that makes sense. Could it have to do with a possible subplot, perhaps? I would say that this movie was intriguing at first, but then it ended up being slightly forgettable. Maybe this is all hallucination, and I didn't actually just watch The Forest. Or did I? I don't know, I'm going crazy right now, I'm not even in a forest. So as far as the casting goes, Natalie Dormer, I think, does an excellent job in this movie, though I feel like she doesn't have much to work with, and of course I am a fan of hers in some of her work that she's done, like Game of Thrones, The Hunger Games, and even The Tudors. But I feel like in this movie she's very, downplaying her character, and even though sometimes I can find her acting to be believable, I'm just not completely buying, her being completely freaked out and scared in the middle of the woods. It's kind of like watching Micah Monroe in It Follows at times. But then you've got Taylor Kinney, who plays this other American who just so happens to be in Japan. He goes along with her to help find her sister, and he seems like he could be a nice match. I think that he sometimes his acting is okay, but I feel like in this movie it's just like, what happened? I don't even understand it. Let's not even get into the fact that there was this creepy Japanese chick just like popping up left and right, and I'm thinking, what is this, The Grudge? I mean, we've already got that Japanese vibe in there. Do we really need to see another element or an homage to another movie? I don't really know. So the things that I did like about this movie, obviously this movie was scary at times, and I did jump a few times with some of those jump scares, but I would say that it reminded me a little bit like the Blair Witch Project, and that movie was absolutely terrifying, and I feel like this movie doesn't even hold a candle to that, or even The Grudge, or even It Follows for that matter. And I would say that this movie was fast-paced, which I found to be a good thing, because I just wanted to get out of those woods, find that girl, and then just go on home. Seriously. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie, to be honest, The Forest was just really not super scary at all. Though it did have things that could make your skin crawl, or have things like that you don't even know what they are and they just happen to be there. And it's just really weird how they incorporated some of these supernatural elements that I just felt did not help move the story along at all, even though you're supposed to be seeing things that you don't even know if they are real or not. And I would say that the story was slightly predictable, and it didn't really leave that much of an element of surprise. So overall, I would say that The Forest was kind of a disappointment, though I did like some things, but I wouldn't say that my need for this movie was, something that would last me until the end of this movie. So I'm kind of on the fence about recommending seeing this movie. I feel like there's obviously going to be much better scary movies out there, and this may or may not be one of them. So I would give this 2.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of The Forest. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, coming every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.